on to you Taurus out here? Hopefully y'all are having a good day. So for you Taurus, you actually have the Sun card, and then you have the Five of Wands, and then you have the King of Pentacles. So these three cards right here for you represent how you Taurus are in a position where what's going on for you is Taurus, is that you see somebody for who they are, and you don't want to have anything to do with them because you don't trust them anymore. There's a sense of you, Taurus, looking at someone who they tried to cover up who they actually were, someone who was treacherous, weren't really trustworthy, basically didn't really have you, Taurus's back. And now you, Taurus, pretty much see it. Now, it could be with a significant other. It could be with a past significant other, right? Somebody whom you used to date. Now they starting to talk really recklessly to you, and you Taurus are like, okay, that's how it is, right? Could be a family member. It could be somebody that's close to you that basically betrayed you, is betraying you. And you Taurus are like, okay, this is how it is that they moving. It's like that, right? They moving like that, right? Oh, okay, it is what it is. Da, 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 da. Now you starting to see it. And so now you Taurus, okay, I'm getting a lot of notifications, so please bear with me. I'm a busy guy. And so the situation with that is that for you, Taurus, y'all are in a position where you see who they actually are. They are the King of Pentacles, people who like to run game. They're really a wolf in sheep's clothing. You know, they basically trying to use you. They're a user, right? They got their own dysfunction that they got going on. And the situation for you, Taurus, is that y'all see them for who they are, that they use people. And that, you know, there's some things that they definitely need to fix about themselves. But, you know, because they've got some deal breakers. And so people who are serious about relationships, sorry, it's just hot. We're going through a heat wave today. I didn't even see the heat wave coming. But because I'm usually on top of the temperature, but the temperature caught me off guard, y'all. So please excuse me if I'm doing this. It's hot. And so they caught you off guard with how wild they are, because you, Taurus, didn't expect them to do that. And then you have the Seven of Cups, and then you have the Knight of Wands. So the Seven of Cups and the Knight of Wands for you, Taurus, is about how, so you don't want to have anything to do with them. A lot of you Taurus are looking at it like you have options, right? Like you don't have to hang around them. Like, look, the truth is that you really have options up until you no longer here. I'm just gonna say what it is. It's just that people don't want to look at their options, right? Or they may not necessarily have good options in a pool in which they can choose from. But everybody has options. Let's just tell the truth. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what type of lifestyle you live in, okay? Because, you know, people who are in that alternative lifestyle rock on my channel too. So I'm just trying to basically, you know, speak to everybody as equally and as fairly as I can. But look, we all have options. You know, we all have options. Now, whether we have good options, that's the catch-22, right? But we all have options. And this is what you Taurus are saying to yourself, like, who are these people to make it seem like you are not very good or you don't have options? Of course you do. It's just that, are those options really talking about something? Are they really about something? Are they really onto something? And so the situation with that is that the Knight of Swords right here for you, Taurus, again, it speaks to how you Taurus are in place. It speaks to how you Taurus are in place, where the Knight of Wands is about how you have your head on your shoulders. You're very aware. The window ain't even open and it's still warm as a mug in here. But you're very socially aware as to what's going on. You Taurus know what's going on. You know what you have to do. And just based upon principle, you'll never have these people around you again, because they're talking about you too wild. It's too disrespectful, you know, especially since you haven't disrespected them. I mean, maybe it's because of the rejection, if I'm being honest with you, right? Maybe, if it's romantic or if it's friendship, maybe it's because of the rejection. They don't like being rejected. Their ego is too big. They don't really know how to accept rejection. But this is a product of getting success early, or too early, if you ask me. I've talked about this. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I've talked about this before, that it's my own personal perspective. Y'all could basically think differently, right? Touche, right? Okay, right? Touche. I respect what it is that you're saying. You could disagree to this, but it's from my own personal perspective that when you have success early, that's one of the worst things that can happen to you, because you're so accustomed to either things being so-so or having a good amount of success, that when resistance comes to you, we're in a time right now where people are playing games at an all-time high, but the all-time high is starting to valley a bit. Now people starting to understand with hard times, things are serious in the field. All of that resistance that you received actually does you a good, because you know who's running game, you know who's trying to play you, you know what's going on. You're very socially aware, because you're so accustomed to not getting what you want. You can be quiet, sit back, and just observe. That is the people who are people who can really say what it is. They know that they understand how to move. They out here, those are individuals who basically who sat back and observe, because they understand people's natures, and they watch people and observe them and watch them and stuff like this. So they have a very good understanding. And so what's going on here is that the Five of Pentacles, this is what I'm talking about. The Five of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Seven of Swords right here speaks to how the Five of Pentacles, you tried to be in a relationship with them. You tried to help them out. Family members, whatever capacity it is, you tried to be a friend to them, a family member, a romantic interest, whatever it was. You tried that. They didn't want to actually open up. They didn't want to trust you. They made it difficult for them to do that. Maybe they didn't. They made it a little bit difficult, but you, Taurus, didn't necessarily want to deal with that. Okay, fine. It is what it is. But then at the same time, them coming back and talking wild to you, being disrespectful, running game behind your back and all of this, and upon this new discovery, you know that they're right. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. The King of Cups and the Seven of Swords, you know that they're not going to do better than you, or they're not going to do better than you, because they can't think that betraying you, a person who's treating them with respect, somehow betraying you is going to work out for them in the long run. That's not going to happen. They will search for people who are your quality, and they may never find that. They may never find that. I can't tell y'all how many times, y'all know what I'm about to say, can't tell y'all how many times that same thing has happened to me. I'm there right with y'all. Let me tell y'all something. They may never find anyone as good as you, because there's been plenty of times me and this person has broken up. We have broken up, right? We're not rocking with each other anymore. And then what happened? Well, what happens is they go off, they find someone new, they bring the other person around, thinking that would get me to be jealous, or they're them comparing themselves to me in every way. And then what happens is that person that they spent so much time comparing themselves to me, upon getting to know that person better, that person is nowhere near my lead or on my level, because they do some things right, but then their character, their elite character isn't up to par. They don't have character like that. They're stupid. They're tall, but they're stupid. They got a lot of money, but then they spend a lot of money in which they should not be spending like that. And the thing is that the people who I broke up with, they're unhappy because it's not about the money. It was about the character, and it was about the sincerity. And same thing that's going on with you, Taurus. They'll never find you exactly you. They'll never find that. They may find you in bits and pieces, but you brought a certain element or a certain collection of those people together, where they may have to be with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 different people to equate to you, to where they get the different personalities and different traits and thought processes and stuff like this that you have as yourself, as one singular individual Taurus to the collective of you Taurus, right? Of course. They will have to hang out with 5, 10 different people, 15, 20 different people just to be able to find one of you. And so the thing is that the Seven of Swords, they basically trying to run game. They end up ruining things for themselves because they have that type of stupid mentality in the first place. The Eight of Wands and the Justice card right here represents, but it needed to be done because you brought them into your life. The two of y'all could have been good together, but they, they were bugging. They were on some goofy stuff. They're dysfunctional. They wild. They out. They all over the place. You know what I'm saying? They all over the place. They wild. And you Taurus can't have that around y'all. Things need to go right around you, Taurus. You can't have that. And again, right? Like, sometimes people will think that, y'all are being uber controlling, and to a certain extent, you Taurus can be uber controlling sometimes for no reason, but let it be for a real reason. Things need to happen specifically for a real reason for you Taurus, because you need things to actually work out. You need things to actually work out for a lot of other people's benefits, not just for you. A lot of you Taurus will take on responsibilities to where things need to work out, because you're not just doing it for you, you're doing it for other people as well. So you need those wins. You need those wins. You need those W's. And so you're not just doing certain things for yourself, you're doing those things so that you can legitimately control the outcome of those things, so that you and the people that depend on you or put a certain level of responsibility on you, on your shoulders, you and them can eat. And you got these goofy goobers basically running around here trying to waste your time, get on your nerves, play this, play that. You don't have time for that. And so you needed to do it. And so not only that, but based upon principle, I'm pretty sure that you Taurus are not going to let these people do that to you ever again, because you don't want anything to do with them. Let's clarify the Justice card. Page of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, the Star card. No, excuse me, not the Star card, the Moon. The Seven of Pentacles, and then you have, is that leaning? Nah, you can't be leaning. Sorry about that. You wildin'. You can't be leaning. Ah, well, whatever. I'll fix it. Whatever. Show must go on. The point is to clarify the Justice card, the Page of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Moon card. Y'all know I don't edit. Y'all know it. I got to make 6 videos a day. Come on now. I ain't have time to edit. I got to give it to y'all real. But anyway, so the situation for y'all is that the Page of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Moon card is all about how you Taurus, they're gonna be begging. They're gonna be asking for you to come back, but it's like you Taurus are gonna be like, nah, this is later on down the line. And when I say later on down the line, I mean not very far off. Probably next week, potentially next couple of days even, right? But they're gonna be asking you to come back, and you Taurus are gonna be like, no. For what? For what? Why? For what point? For why? ¿Por qué? Right? Like, right? Why? And so the thing is that, or how come, right? And the Wheel of Fortune and the Moon card, you're gonna see how you're gonna see how lame they are, because they're probably gonna let you know straight out, or in so many words, right? Decoded, you will have to decode it, that they're lonely without you. They need you. They really do like you, but the ego be getting the better of them. But the thing about it is that the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords represents, but at the same time, you're in a place where, for you, Taurus, you like where you are. If I'm being honest, you like not having to deal with their drama, because it'd be the worst. And so the Seven of Swords represents you again. You're maintaining that boundary. Like, nah, you're not rocking with them at all. No way. But that's pretty much it for now. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Smash that like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K subscribers. I have 24,250 subs. So if you could help out with the views, with the subscriptions, that would most definitely work. Especially, I know that you're watching because you subscribed, and I really appreciate it. Also, too, please make sure to get my merch, t-shirts, hoodies, right? The winter time is coming around. The fall time is coming back around. And, yeah, so you want to go ahead and check that out. I am coming back with new designs, better designs. I felt like some of the designs, of course I like my product, but I'm trying to get my products to be better, because I don't ever want to come to my subscribers here on the channel and offer y'all BS. You know what I'm saying? Y'all looking at the designs that I have, and y'all are like, these designs whack. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm trying to just create better designs for y'all, but I got something cooking up, dropping pretty soon. But other than that, that's pretty much it. You can find all of that in the Linktree link, though. Peace.